vobiscum. Welcome back to the channel, and to another episode of The Vestal Virgin Plays. So today we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Ghost on the Shore, and I'm so excited to finally get back into playing this. I've actually been thinking about it all week, because this game has just been so fascinating to me. It's a walking simulator, but sort of expanded. There's a whole lot of story here. The graphics are beautiful, very, very storybook, and you get this real sense of feeling of space as you're walking through the story, and I'm fascinated with what we've seen so far, and I can't wait to discover more. And so, with that, let's hop right into it. So last we left off, we came running down the sort of, what would you even call that? Cave? Tunnel! Let's go with that. So we'll call that a tunnel. And we came here, and we talked to a ghost, or rather I didn't quite talk to the ghost, and when I went to go reread the description for the story, it talks about how your dialogue options determine your fate, and so far I don't think I've been choosing very well, and not from lack of trying. I choose what I think is going to be maybe a kind response, or something that whoever I'm talking to, Josh, will respond to, and I end up sounding so mean, and I don't want to sound mean. So I promise I am trying, but it seems we have two different options of where we want to go, and I'm not quite sure where, but the ghost was this way. So, well, actually, never mind, we can't go this way. So that solves that problem, doesn't it? So we'll go this way.
She seemed upset. Did I scare her?
Well, you are very scary.
Don't be daft.
See? Very scary.
I still think she was rude.
You should find her. Talk to her again.
Maybe it is the top options that are the friendlier ones, because I would choose the bottom ones because I thought those sounded more friendly, but Riley seems to be mean when I do.
Oh my god, Josh. I'm so jealous. Is this where you've been hanging around?
Well, it's an island. 3, actually. So, plenty of beaches to go around.
Well, I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Sure, it's beautiful.
No, a flower is beautiful. This place is extremely, absolutely, utterly impressive. It's breathtaking, wondrous, awe-inspiring, monumental.
You like words?
I love words.
I love words. Alright, so top options from now on. That seems to be the nice one. So we've discovered Sand End. Very, very lovely beach, to be sure. Some more houses and abandoned boats. We must be careful to explore everywhere, because we don't want to miss out on a potential letter.
Why did you decide to travel? And not, I don't know, just move to another place?
No reason. I thought about it as a child.
Where did you want to travel to?
Everywhere. I used to think I was going to dance around the world. On every continent. In every country. I'd go and hug the land wherever I wanted to go. And dance in honor of it.
I think that's cute. You
Oh.
don't think that anymore?
Of course I don't.
Why? You're not going to answer me?
I did. Sort of. I shrugged.
Like your shoulders? I can't see your shoulders.
Why not? You're here with me. I mean, it's not like we're on the phone or anything.
It sort of feels like it sometimes.
I wish we were on the phone.
Oh, I don't want to hang up on him.
I could turn down the volume or text you.
Text me?
Never mind.
I don't know what options to choose. Because I like Josh. He actually has a very nice voice, and I don't want to be mean to him, but I keep choosing the wrong options. Oh, goodness. This is dreadful. I did see some blue glow over here. Let's see. Make a sketch. Subtype journal. I will say for walking simulators, this sort of mechanic of a journal and it sort of lets you look into the mind of the character you're playing. This is one of my absolutely favorite mechanics. Love it. Right, let's see what else we can see. Let's go. Oops. Got caught. Let's go along the shore. See if there's anything here. Anything in the rocks? I'm looking for more tin can letters. Well, let's go see if we can discover something inside these houses. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my voice neutral, but I find sometimes when I'm listening to music or podcasts or radio shows or whatever it is that has some sort of accent to it, I don't know why.
This house, it means something. Ethel. She lost her entire family to the fever.
The tricks life plays on us. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I tend to pick up the accents a little bit, but the fever, I wonder if that was yellow fever or scarlet fever. Let's see. What, Ethel? Oh. A doll.
Ugh. This is the freakiest doll I've ever seen.
Riley!
No respect. That is a beautiful doll.
Oh. Name tag Fanny. I love how me and Josh both were Riley. Have some respect. Oh, a journal entry. When to have a sip of my tea. Interesting. So she sketched a little girl, and it looks like as if in anticipation of sketching maybe the rest of her family. Interesting. Oh, another one. A leather ball.
Is this actually a football? It looks ancient.
Almost looks like a loaf of bread. And now we've drawn an older woman. I'm not sure why. Maybe Riley is secretly sort of, has ESP. She's picking up on who owned the different items. Oh. Henry. Oh. Dear Pixie, I am so happy that you teached me to read and write. I am writing a book. It's a lot of fun. I love stories. I read it to Fanny and Louisa. I am a teacher too now. I teached Father to write his name. He is really good. Thank you, Hannah. Dear Pixie. I wonder who Pixie is. And there's this boy Henry with long hair. It's a good sketch. A sense of ending. Ethel and Henry. What happened to them? How did they die? Oh, I wonder if that was her father who wrote his own name. Oh. Berries of Fire. Once by Hannah Little. Excuse me. Once upon a time there was a fairy that lived on the island. Her wings were made of fire, and they were so bright everybody could see them. One night a girl catched the fairy and put her in a jar. Because in the night it got very dark on the island, the fairy cried a lot, and the tears filled the jar, so she was swimming in her tears. Oh, the poor fairy. Right, so now we've drawn someone else. So this is Hannah. Hannah? Fanny? Ethel? I've never been one to believe in magic until now. Maybe fairies really do exist on these islands. Potentially, especially if we had seen a literal ghost not that long ago. Oh, crib. Oh, baby Louisa. There's Henry. That's too far. Fiddle.
I remember those Sundays in the summer. Music drifting on the air, blended with children's laughter.
It's rather sad. There's something so oddly depressing about seeing a broken instrument. I don't know what it is. Let's see here. Oh, and Henry now with a fiddle. So I think, and as we can see, the different objects are colored, so I do think that Riley has picked up on something, as in who these different items actually belonged to. But it looks like we've threw everything here, so let's go outside.
I think you're incredible.
Thank you. That's kind.
How you handle this whole situation, it's pretty amazing.
I should be afraid, I guess. But I'm not.
Oh?
Must be your magnetic voice.
Yeah, deep down I'm a siren.
You wanted me to go on the rocks.
You got me? Loneliness turned my heart black and bitter.
Well, I'm glad you did. I enjoy talking to you. You didn't really, did you?
Riley!
Riley! Oh!
How did you not go insane out here on your own?
I missed people, yes. No late night talks, that's for sure.
So you did want a companion?
And right on cue. Riley, you're going to have to trust me sooner than later.
I think I do. Trust you.
So if you've ever seen an older movie, I want to say it was in the 40s, 30s, I don't remember. It was either 40s or early 50s, but it's called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. And there's... so it's been a sort of a storyline that I appreciate, which is, you know, the sort of... you meet a ghost or a voice in this sense, and you sort of strike up a relationship with them. Now, whether that is friendship or something a little more...
Still amazes me. So many gorgeous little things that have been left here.
You should take whatever you like. Nobody's gonna need it anytime soon.
I can't do that. Those things have been here for so many years. Decades, even. It's not mine to take.
Maybe you're meant to find them. Maybe the rogues want you here.
Right. They sent that storm.
No, that was just your terrible navigating skills.
Thank you,
I'm going to
Josh.
pretend you didn't say that. That cottage, it was extremely well preserved. It must have been at least 19th century.
See? Rogues were waiting for you.
Still, I'm not taking anything from here. It just feels wrong.
She says, as we've been collecting sketches and photographs and cassette tapes. But nothing else, I suppose. Make a sketch. So she drew them playing, and then there he is, Henry, I believe, playing his fiddle.
Beatrice.
What about her?
That was her space, right?
If you mean her office, then I guess so.
It wasn't just her office, or her classroom. It meant something to her.
I don't understand.
A sheltered place.
To safeguard the things that matter to her. I can see that.
I'd like to know more about her.
Do we have a potential rival in love? Oh, it looks like Pride Rock up there. Potential rival in love to our ghost friend here. An outhouse. Let's see.
I keep thinking about Cordelia Crown.
What about her?
She was this older woman with a lot of money.
She have an affair, goodness.
Did you want that money?
Of course not.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Then why ask if you know the answer already?
We don't know anything about you. You two may have history.
God, no. She was horrible.
Well, you could have had horrible history. That sounds like a children's book.
What kind of sick-ass books did you read?
Poor Josh. Riley, you must stop. What's the word? Teasing him. Is there a way in? I don't think there is. Alright, hold on. It's like an old...
How did you spend your days down here? Or up there, for that matter? It's beautiful and all. I'm sure you had a whale of a time, but didn't you get bored? Lonely, maybe? You're smiling.
How could you possibly know that?
I can sense it. That's weird, right? But, you know, whatever.
Don't be uncomfortable. I'm glad you felt me smiling.
Oh! I ship it. I ship Riley and Josh. I can't help it. Oops, there we go. Just investigate the garden a little bit and see if there's anything here. There's a well. I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything.
Is that a Walkman you've got in there?
Oh,
How did you know?
I think I used to know somebody who had one as well. What music do you listen to?
The kind that makes me feel things.
So you're the emotional type.
Feelings are for feeling. I read that somewhere.
let's see. Well, we shall go back and walk through normally and see if we can see anything. So far, I've been looking for the little blue glow to indicate if there's
You haven't
another...
told me about your dog yet.
Oh.
What do you want to know?
Did he have a name?
Marshall. He was a stray. Back at the factory I used to work at. I brought him meat from the factory, and when I left, I took him with me.
So maybe it's not just the top options. I don't know. I don't want to be mean to Josh. I like Josh. He has a very nice voice too, so... I promise I am trying to look out for any sort of blue glow so we don't miss anything. But
What do
if
you
I
remember
do...
about your mum?
Not enough.
Tell me something about her. Anything.
Can you, like, hear my thoughts?
Of course not. It's not like they echo around in the dark up here.
You're in the dark.
Not as much as I used to be.
You're in the dark, not as much as I used to be. That seems to be prophetic in a way. Let's see what's in here. That looks like a tin can
I
over
keep
there.
on trying to make do, but until the time has come.
Are you singing?
Yes,
Why?
because it's fun. What do you do for fun?
There's a fun tree on the beach?
You should try singing.
Where were we looking out where we saw the tin can? I don't remember. Where were we? Over here. I think. Oh, on that side. Alright. Oh.
When did you stop dancing?
Actually, I don't know.
I hope we get to dance together someday.
Oh!
You dance?
Used to. Every Sunday. At the dance. There'd be music, drinks, laughter. We lived for Sunday nights.
Oh, that's very sweet. We could. Oh! Knows just what to say. Oh, this is. Old milk shed, perhaps? Oh.
This is recent. You think there's a shepherd around still?
These sheep don't need a shepherd. It's a breed that doesn't even need to be shaven.
And you know this from looking at the bones?
I know this because that's what the farmers used to keep around here. I was there.
Oh, right.
Perhaps only recently the sheep passed away, poor little things. So we can't go that way. And we came around there. There's a tree blocking us there, so we have to go this way.
Wait, do you hear that?
No, what?
Why can't you hear it?
Oh, that's
Sure?
scary.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, methinks, goodbye! Can't tell if it's trying to lead me somewhere or if I just hear it.
Here's another one.
Let's play it. I like listening to her voice.
Wild horses.
Hiya, diary. I like sitting here. Reminds me of when I was a girl. You see, there were horses here. You can still see their pen and their stables. Secretly, I like to name them and imagine what it must have been like to ride them on that beach there. There would have been a black beauty, of course. God, I love horses. They're so wild and free. And when I was riding them as a girl, I felt the same. Wild and free. The wind blowing back my hair, the thundering hooves. Why did that feeling ever stop? And why did I think I'd find it here? The horses are long dead. And I'm trapped. On this island. In my head. With him.
I remember those horses. And the Evanstons. We leased a horse from them whenever we had a cargo that needed to go over the hill.
We?
The islanders.
We. Riley. Now that, at the very end there of that cassette tape, and now I'm trapped here, in my head, with him. Now is that referring to Josh? But I do agree, I do so love horses. I understand. I don't like hearing the giggling child, though. Josh, keep talking to me so I don't have to listen. I guess we'd better go investigate. I don't think there's much else for us to see here. So we shall go on. Oh,
What's that?
ghostly. Oh! Well, thank you for coming today, everybody. Well, for such a storybook-esque game, I was not expecting this, but I guess you'll follow along.
Oh, come on, honey. I want to drink this tea while it's still hot.
Mom, did you know that Rebecca from the grocery store has seen a will-o-wisp?
Has she?
Have you ever seen one?
No. Cheese or haddock sandwich?
Cheese, please. Just maybe Daddy's turn into one. A will-o-wisp, I mean.
Now you know that's not true. Daddy left. I know it's hard, but we have to accept it.
Just maybe is all. I asked Miss Jessup about will-o-wisps, but she said they're poppycock. She said there are no such things as ghosts who drift along the marshes. And the sooner I let go of such romantic notions, the better.
Oh, well, she might be right about that one.
Riley! Riley! Are you okay? What the hell just happened?
I'm not sure.
Well, that was
I mean,
weird.
you saw it too, right?
I did.
Was it real?
I've never seen anything like it. I do remember that little girl, though. Pixie.
Pixie.
Always running around the islands looking for adventures. Discovering new clues to grand mysteries. Her words, not mine.
Well, that was interesting. What if there's anything up here for us to examine? Oh, let's not fall down there, thank you very much. Well, we've discovered something at least. There's much more going on. Oh, we've come back around to where we were before. Oh. Oh, box. Interesting. So we've learned about Pixie and her mother, and their father, Pixie's father left. And from what the mother said, he left. Now, whether that means that he left in the sense of leaving the island, or left in the sense of he unfortunately passed away, I don't know. Guess we shall discover. Onward. What? Did we miss a building? Sorry, I'm just going to go back and look. I have the brain cell of a schoolfish. Of a schoolfish? Oh, goodness, of a goldfish. Oh. It was a very long week. Anyway, let's continue on here. Looks like a church off in the distance. Bellamere.
Little girl. Her dad abandoned her. You saw that, right?
I did.
Who does that?
I wish my dad had left.
Tell me about your dad.
He was a brute.
How so?
I don't remember much. Just as vile. He was horrible.
Poor Josh. Oh.
There was an epidemic.
The fever. That's what killed Ethel's entire family.
Must have been a nightmare.
So many dead. I really do not like graveyards. Ah, so he made a sketch of the mother and her girl and her little tiger bear dog. Oh, that is the very unfortunate thing about if you live in an island environment such as that. All it takes is one sort of disease that is very, very contagious, and if you're not careful, it will just rip through the population. There's so many stories of history about instances like that, and it's always so painful to read about. Another sketch?
A graveyard. So many lives lost. All gone.
This is valuable information, though.
I know. We should take a look at these headstones.
Here lies Father Thomas, shepherd of us sea folk. Can't quite read that one. Oh, Nora.
Nora Crown.
Doesn't that sound vaguely familiar to you?
It does. Her name was in that newspaper article we found back at the school.
Alright, so we sketched her tombstone. That might come in handy later, but remember me and I will love you forevermore. Nora Crown. May 24th, 1802 to March 21st, 1855. So she lived quite a while. Oh, and here's Cordelia Crown.
Cordelia Crown. We know all about her.
So Cordelia Crown died 20 years before her daughter. Let's see. Callum Compton.
Callum Compton.
Look at the date. 18th of June, 1833.
Same as Cordelia Crown. You think there's a connection?
It's possible.
Oh, interesting. The mystery thickens. Beatrice Parker.
Oh shit. It's Beatrice Parker from the school. That's so sad.
She was the one who followed dreams, ships, and stars. Oh, that's a beautiful inscription. Right, and then Beatrice Parker, and I guess this is her husband? Our trusted friend, beloved husband. He died. Light will guide you home. So he died for her about 10 years before. He was a fool, but Francis loved him. Irving Evanston. Evanston. Oh, alright. So there's Evanston. As here. We can make out. Let's try over here.
Archie, that sounds so sweet.
I have left the troubled ocean.
That doesn't sound so sweet.
I have left the troubled ocean and now laid down to sleep. That's actually beautiful in a way, if you think about it. But did we go all the way over here? Did we find a river? I think so. We'll go along this way and then loop around the back, I think. Oh. Dylan Sprouse.
Dylan Sprouse.
A constable. Didn't know the islands had a police force.
Neither did I.
Oh, he didn't know either. Here lies buried the body of Dylan Sprouse, late constable of Rogue Islands. Interesting. He didn't know. Ethel Little.
Softly at night, the stars are shining on you.
Ethel. She lived so much longer than her family. She was so strong. I don't know how she managed.
Oh, that survivor's guilt would be very strong there, and so sad. Oh, it's more here. Thaddeus Cook. Cast a cold eye on life, on death. Horsemen pass by.
I remember him. Bad news, that guy.
How so?
Smuggler, I think.
Oh. This would do it, wouldn't it? Disappointed but never surprised. Jefferson Bill. Curious what the story behind that gentleman was. Oops. Got stuck. Any more here? Oh, one more. Terence Mwambe.
Look, it's Terence, the baker. He never left.
All he made was love. Oh, that's very sweet. Now let's loop around the back and see if there's anything here. Oh. Looks like perhaps a buried pet there. Our little dot came up as if we were something we were supposed to see, so. Along here, make sure we didn't miss anything.
Scruff.
Died in 1944. That's late.
Today he dwells with the angels. Alright, I think that is all the tombstones. So let's go inside church. Oh. Devilry.
I am such a silly goose sometimes. Thought the evil spirit wouldn't follow me into a church. Shut up! Maybe I've seen too many movies. God, if you're listening, this spirit is evil. Hear me? Evil. Yes, I'm talking about you. I hear him all the time. Sometimes I wish I had gone back with the others. At least I could have talked to a psychiatrist or something. Now it's just me and him. Stop! These people you talk about, they've been dead for so long. Why does it matter? I don't understand any of it. I don't care about Cordelia Crown or why she thought she needed to confess. I want a bit of peace in my head. Yes, you gave me Seabrook, but you want me to stay on that beach forever? But why? Yes, I'm listening. Father Thomas, yes. He's the one that taught you to read, I remember. So he was here when it all happened.
Was she talking to you?
Not as far as I know.
Father Thomas.
You think he knew me?
Maybe he taught you how to read.
Was she talking to you? Josh doesn't remember, or says he doesn't remember. And she came to a church. She said that the voice that she was talking to was evil. Now, was it Josh or was it someone else? Because as we've seen, this island seems to be rather active in the paranormal department. So maybe it wasn't Josh, maybe it was someone else.
This is about Beatrice, from the school, a cornerstone of this community.
Say so, I can't read that. Let's try this. Let's see. Sunday, August 30, 1846. Mass preparation. In Mass, I must remember to announce the church picnic next week. And most importantly, I must especially remember to announce the opening of the Cordelia Crown Elementary School. I will talk to the organist about arranging for the children to sing a song in Miss Beatrice Parker's honor. Miss Parker has been such a service to our community. To think without Miss Beatrice Parker so many of our children would be unable to read and write. Now we have our own school and she can teach them all. Such a blessing. It is a blessing. Good for her. A remarkable lady, adored by many. She had purpose. I wish I'd known her. Yeah, it's official. I'm losing it when you start writing crap like that. You need a break, Riley. Honestly, no. I think that's quite beautiful that you think about that. In a way, that is how we can make sure that those who have gone before live on, and we think of them and wish that we had met them. I think it's a beautiful thing, Riley. Do not sell yourself short. I'm sure this must have been a very cozy, beautiful little church back in its heyday. Oh, yeah. Notebook.
Who's it from?
Pixie.
The little girl?
Pixie.
I guess she grew up.
So from Pixie. Dearly beloved friends, forever I will remember my mother as a young woman standing on the edge of the cliffs, her steely gaze set on the sea, watching for my father's return. Great heartache she had to give up waiting, but she never lost her love for our islands. My family is tied to this place for eternity. You may remember my mother— Oh, Nora! Nora Crown, so she was Pixie Crown. So who was her father, then? With great heartache she is to give up waiting, but she never lost her love for our islands. My family is tied to this place for eternity. You may remember my mother Nora as the one you could always count on to care for your children, to wipe a fevered brow, to read you a letter. She was as good and as kind as the day is long. I cannot express the depth of my loss. Just as my mother would never heal from the loss of my father, I too now possess a permanent hole in my heart. Dearest mother, I hope you have found the peace I know you never found in this life, and I hope you are looking down and smiling upon your beloved islands. I will love you always. Your dearest daughter, Pixie. So, Pixie's mother was Nora Crown, and so in that case, who then was Nora Crown's husband, and who was Pixie's father? I know of holes in your heart. When I lost my mum, I didn't know how I'd carry on. I miss you every day, Mum. Take me home. Oh, that's so sad. It's okay, Riley.
Cordelia Crown. Oh.
What? What does it say? Did she come to the priest?
Shh. Trying to read, Josh.
September 10th, 1830. To my utter disbelief, Mrs. Cordelia Crown came to see me in the dead of night. I was awakened to a loud pounding on my door. There stood Mrs. Crown in quite a state. She demanded I listen to her confession and would hear nothing of my protestations about the lateness of the hour. The confession I was privy to was nothing short of remarkable. She could no longer carry the burden of the terrible secret, she said. That no gentle lady, as is Mrs. Crown, could ever have been responsible for any wrongdoing, much less the travesties of which she spoke. Alas, I fear she has succumbed to the fevers. I sincerely hope her deliriousness will disappear come morn. So, rather interesting. Mrs. Cordelia Crown came rushing to the priest about a confession, and the priest says there's no way that anything she said that she claims to be confessing to is something that she did. Oh, hello, little kitty. My little cat is purring and has rested her little paw on my leg. She's so sweet. The plot thickens, doesn't it? What act is so horrible you feel the need to confess in the middle of the night? That is a very good question, Riley. Delamere. Right. So many
Father
notebooks.
Thomas.
February 16, 1873. I have been on the roads nearly all my life, and never have I seen the pews so empty. Alas, the grain prices have driven so many families from the islands. A few hearty souls remain, and I will continue to offer them respite from their struggles every Sunday. The church and I will continue to be a sanctuary for whomever is left. Oh, good for you, Father Thomas. That is a wonderful sentiment. See, what else do we have here? Oh.
Cordelia Crown.
Died in 1833.
We already knew that.
In loving remembrance of Cordelia Crown, died June 18th, 1833, aged 51 years. Gone but not forgotten. 'Tis hard to break the tender cord when love has bound the heart. 'Tis hard, so hard to speak the words we must forever part. Dearest loved one, we must lay thee in the peaceful grave's embrace, but thy memory will be cherished till we see thy heavenly face. It's actually quite a beautiful remembrance card. Go back. Back. So we've added that to our journal here. Let's see. Make sure we don't miss anything. I think we've seen all there is to see in here, so now we will go out the opposite gate and see what lies for us over there. Oh, there's just a fallen tombstone, alright. I will say the music is so calming. And that with the sea sounds, I would listen to this to fall asleep.
I'm
to
glad
fall
we're
asleep.
out of there.
You don't like churches?
I don't like graveyards especially. Did you go to church?
It was never about going to church. More about a sense of community. Everybody was always there. Even Cordelia Crown and her daughter Nora.
Did you ever meet Nora?
Probably. But I can't be sure.
Are you ever sure about anything?
Are you frowning?
What? Why?
I can't tell if you're annoyed. I can't see your face.
I'm not annoyed. It's my head. You're talking at full volume here, and I can't turn you off. And don't say you're sorry.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to say at all. Oh, goodness. I'm terrible. No, can I go back? Can I choose a different option? I'm sorry, Josh. That's not what I meant to say at all. Oh, half of the difficulty of this game is just trying not to be mean to Josh.
They say that when you're still and you listen, you can hear your soul.
They do?
They do. Josh, are you my soul? Talking to me?
You don't think I'm real?
We've found no evidence of your existence here.
But I know things. Things you don't.
I'm being silly, I know.
Silliness is a virtue. You should cherish it.
That's sweet. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Josh, and don't hold what I said earlier against me. I want to be your friend. Oh? Oh, I think we have to loop around to go up there. That makes sense. Oh! Almost missed it. Frenzy or Frenzy? I think that says Frenzy.
Dear Diary, today I paid another visit to Scruff's place. Pine Water Bay. I love that word. I wasn't talking to you. To my tape recorder. It's like a journal, I told you. Can you just be quiet for 2 seconds? So, as I was saying, Scruff. He abandoned his family. Who does that? He did too. And you let him. I read his letters. I don't care what you said. I understand about the sorrows of war. Dad was never the same after the Rim War. But he came back for me. Those girls did not have to grow up without a father. He did have a choice. You always have a choice. And so did you. You should have let him go. No, bollocks. You do know how. You could have let both of us go if you tried. Oh, piss off, Josh. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
It was Josh.
She said, Josh. She called you by your name.
Margot,
You were in her head?
I don't understand.
Plot thickens even more, so it was Josh that she was talking to. Girls didn't have to grow up without a father. He could have let them go. What is going on? I'm so intrigued. This is fascinating. Scruff's place. Is this Scruff's place? Scruff who abandoned his family? It's like someone else ran ashore here once. Oh. Oh, interesting. She drew it when it was whole. Oh, there are things written on the wall. She drew a man in a clean bunk, drawing on the wall.
Soldiers. Maybe the skipper was one of them.
I don't know. Not many islanders went to the First War.
Maybe he wasn't from the islands.
I'm thinking World War One, based off of everything we've seen. 1913, yep. Harry Doyle Langdon. Pinewater Bay. I always picture him as an old man, yet here he is as a young soldier. They look so different. Both can't be true. Or maybe they can. I'll be old someday. Hopefully. Oh, what's this? Oh, passport, war medal?
He went to war.
The First War.
The horror he must have seen.
A hero. What comes back when you give? What did life bring him?
He was a soldier.
Lewis Doyle.
Naval Forces Certificate of Identification, Port of Bethan. The bearer, Lewis Doyle, whose home address is 856 North Coracle Dune, Mannequin, born on April 13th, 1893. Statement of personal description: height 5'9", color of hair brown, color of eyes brown. Approved on date December 15th, 1913 by Ernest Mayweather. And then behind, military passport. Interesting. A soldier in the First War. That's a long time ago. Lee Paxton, Joseph Samuel Foster. All names. I wonder if those were names of his compatriots in the war, or maybe of those of whom were on the boat with him, maybe?
I remember that one lad. This picture's from the Second War.
So this Lewis Doyle was involved in both wars?
You and Samuel Foster, June 1941. We could not have made this journey without you. Love, Carrie. You and Lee Paxton, June 1940. I know you brought him so much comfort before his service. Love, Carrie. Oh, that matches some of the names that were on the wall. Einwater Bay, and off they were to their deaths. How could he do it? Or was he the only one capable of getting them there safely? So did he accompany them on to the mainland to enlist, or saw them off when they were heading off to war? I'm not quite sure. Oh! Hold on a moment. I saw the electricity, heard a snap, and thought, well, that was it. I think I know what it was. This was a ferry. This must have been his ship. Yes, he must have been the ferry driver. And these are all the names of the boys from the island. This is just me spitballing here. Of all the boys from the island that he took to the mainland in order to go to the wars, or to enlist, or to be sent off. And there was a lot of guilt there because he essentially took them to their deaths. That's what they mean by bringing them there safely. I think that's what that is.
Whoever owned that boat had military history, that's for sure.
I wonder, though. Why did he keep that picture from the First War? Do you think one of those soldiers later steered that ship?
You want to know if one of them was the skipper?
Yes. Maybe he fought in the First War, and then
See,
took
there we
soldiers on
go.
his ship in the Second War.
That's not crazy at all. Scruff took them to the mainland to get their training.
What are you saying?
Scruff! That's right! That's what we called him!
You know this man.
Perfectly. I even remember his face, his voice, his humming, his tobacco.
Oh my God, Josh! This is huge!
I know.
What was he like?
Warm, helpful, caring, always talking.
Well, we've just discovered something interesting here. So Josh remembers Scruff. I wonder if Josh was one of the young men who ended up going off to war. And with that in mind, we certainly did discover quite... I am so intrigued. This game is so fascinating. I am enjoying the graphics, the subtle music, the sound effects, and the story itself. I'm perfectly and wonderfully intrigued. I'm so curious as to see what else we will discover in the story. But we have reached our time, so I will say adieu. And with that, let me know what you think of this game so far. What you think of the music, the graphics, the story, especially. Personally, I'm quite enjoying the budding relationship, if you will, between Riley and Josh. But what is fascinating is that Margot from earlier, Josh didn't recognize her voice. And then Margot in her tape calls Josh by name. So it seems as if their back and forth was a little bit more antagonistic than Riley and Josh. So I'm fascinating to see where the story will lead us. I hope you have enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Ex vobiscum. Goodbye.